So today I'm sitting here at the World Agri-Tech Innovation Summit in London with Hein from Solynta, Managing Director. Hein, can you tell us a bit more about what Solynta is doing in terms of innovation in the potato industry sector?
With pleasure, Ben, with pleasure. We are transferring the potato crop to a true seed-based crop. So instead of seed tubers, 2,500 kilos of seed tubers, we will use 25 grams of seeds, which makes it much more easier to transport the genetics all over the globe. Another benefit is that we can create varieties which are resistant against most diseases. So it will be much more sustainable, much more robust. We think that with that we have an important element of in improving food security, but it's only one element. We need all the other elements also to get in place, and that's one of the reasons why we reach out with Agri-Tech London.
That's quite interesting because it's a way also to be very innovative in the potato sector and also address those sustainability elements. So bringing at the same time innovation in the sector in order to produce more food with a better yield and better production, but also taking into consideration all those elements that farmers need to take into consideration when they want to produce more in a sustainable way. So are those elements also important for you in your business model, but also in your breeding trade, to address those elements in relation to sustainability at large?
Absolutely, absolutely. And it caters to several needs. If you have varieties which are resistant against diseases, your yield is getting more robust. So the farmer needs less input, has better security about his yields, and that is of course beneficial for the breeder, but also for the farmer, and also for food security globally. And that doesn't cater only to Europe or the developed world, where we are then getting less dependent on pesticides, but in developing countries it's even more important because most of the time they don't have access to pesticides. So having a robust crop in itself is a really big benefit, I think, and that's in the core of our breeding program. Yes.
Talking about the core of the strategy of Solynta, it's also core of the vision of ISF to promote innovation, ensure that farmers have access to the best quality seeds, and have the choice to decide where they want to go and which variety they want to grow, but also promoting, let's say, free movement of seeds globally. And I think that's an important element for you when we talk about moving seeds around the planet. What are the main obstacles you see today, and what are the main advantages you see for Solynta as provider of true seed potato to allow farmers to get access to that, and what will be needed in order to increase this kind of movement of seeds globally?
Yes, so let's start with the problem. The problem is that true potato seeds are in no regulation book in the world anywhere. So if you got to customs and you want to import the seeds, the customs looks in their big custom book and they say, what do you bring in the country? And I say, true potato seeds. And then they say, you mean potato? And I said, no, true potato seeds. And they say, it's not in my book. And then I say, okay, if it's not in your book, I can pass. And they said, no, you can pass, but I have to destroy the seeds, which is obviously not a good business model not for us, but also not for our customers. Then they start asking, okay, what are the benefits of the seeds instead of the tubers? Then, well, of course, seeds are not perishable, and tubers are. Seeds are free of diseases, so phytosanitary risks are almost negligible, especially since we produce these seeds in a protected environment where we are sure that it cannot be affected by disease. So decreasing the risks of phytosanitary issues is another big benefit. And once people start to grasp that, they are willing to work with us and not only with us, but with different authorities and also with the ISF, to make sure that we get to a free movement of seeds. Because without moving the seeds, we cannot have the better genetics to the farmers we desperately need.
Great. So here we are at the World Agri-Tech Innovation Summit. What is your main key outcome from this event? And what have you seen in terms of topics being discussed around, and also when you present your innovation in your sector, how people, different stakeholders along the agri-food value chain are looking at this project and welcoming that?
Yes, an interesting question, but difficult to answer. I see a lot of innovation going on in different fields, also in fields which are very crowded with a similar type of innovation. I think the urgency is really getting into the industry. We need to change the way we produce food and feed for the growing population. And that urgency makes it possible to get new things going. On the other side, there's also an increased understanding that it's not one piece of a solution which can make the difference. I think we need to work together and use maybe even different flywheels, so to speak, to get this change going in basically global. Because together we can strengthen each other, while if we all have to do it on ourselves, it's a very uphill battle to get it where it needs to be.
Great. Thank you very much for your time. So this was Ben Rivoire, ISF, sitting here at the World Agri-Tech Innovation Summit with Hein, Managing Director of Solynta. Thank you.